What is going on, beautiful people? So in this video, I just want to talk with you guys about how do we share our faith in a way that people would actually listen. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the number one amazing, most best person at this, but I did read a book and I think it really touches on this for all of us, and I wanted to share it with all of us because if we want to do this, we want to share our faith, which is pretty much the most important thing to us, we have to be able to do it in the best way possible. And I was reading this book called Communication. In this book, he really talked about like how do we actually communicate so people will listen. And one of the most important things that he said is, firstly, you have to be coming from a place of love and compassion. If we are not coming from a place of love and compassion, it's automatically going to be, they're going to pick up on it. Have you ever talked with somebody and you're kind of like talking about it, you're like, maybe you're having a little debate or something, I don't know, you're just talking about something like a topic, and all of a sudden that person starts to get a little bit angry, they start to get a little bit upset, they start to get defensive about their position on their side, whatever it might be, or you are just talking about something that they have a really strong sensitivity towards, and they start talking about it like a little bit more angry, they start like yelling, like, and their voice starts raising, and all of a sudden they start like coming at you, and you know, you're like, oh shoot, like you feel like you can't even say anything because this person is just so, you know, like that. So if you're coming from that place, you're not going to be able to communicate it. Automatically, people are going to stop listening. People don't want to hear that because you're coming from a place that's not at that calm peace and like, you know, that stuff. So you have to be coming from a place of love and compassion. On our side, even for ourselves, we've noticed like if we start getting a little bit angry, we can't communicate something to somebody else as easily. But if we're like in a place of like, I love this person, I love what I'm about, like what I have in here, and I have compassion for this person. Maybe somebody's going through a hard time. All of a sudden we start speaking with love over that. We start speaking with love and compassion about how much we love them, about how much we care about them. And they are more lenient to be able to listen to that. The second thing was, I 100% completely forgot the second thing. Let me look at this real quick. Perfect. Okay. I even got to cut the video. Perfect. So what I meant to say, I don't know, I completely forgot that one. But being able to share it in a way that does not continue to get more people angry. All right, let me put this the best way possible. So whenever you see something going on in the world, he gave an example that is a pretty extreme example, but it's a pretty damn good one. If some kind of terrorist does something out there in the world, something very bad, does terroristic act, and then all of a sudden on the media, we start seeing people talking about this terroristic act. A lot of the times they're going to speak about it. That creates more fear, more drama, more all this stuff gets more people angry. They're going to say, this guy did this because of these people, because of this. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Y'all have seen this over and over again. When that happens, it only creates more fear. It only creates more anger. And people aren't going to be willing to listen. It's going to create the next terrorist. And the people that are on the other side, on this side, they're not going to listen to anything about, you know, because they're only seeing fear towards them. They're only seeing anger towards them. And that's not actually going to get anybody to listen. So if we start talking in a way of, as a Christian or as people that are trying to share our faith, if we start talking in a way of like, in fear, like you like are bad, you're terrible, you're this and that, and we just start talking from fear and anger, or if you go outside and you start preaching from this anger and all this stuff, it's only going to make people go away. It's only going to make people get more upset. And it's only going to make people maybe commit the next tragic thing, which is sad, man. But, you know, it's from a place of the more that you share it like that, the more it's just going to create more anger, and it's not going to get anywhere in the world. But love and compassion can heal the world, and it can actually help people really freaking listen. So these are just two things. If you guys have anybody in your lives that you want to share your faith with, if you have anybody that you want to do this for, let me firstly say it is very freaking tough. It is very freaking tough. I'm not talking about just sharing faith, but being able to live in love and compassion all the time. It is not damn easy, man. Because I try to live with love and compassion with my girlfriend, and I love her very much. But there is times where I have a hard time keeping that love and compassion because there's just some things that she's going to say, some things that she's going to do, nothing really terrible or anything like that, but it is just tough. So if you're trying to do that, if you're trying to live through love and compassion, also sharing the light of Jesus through that, know that it is going to be a journey. But the more that we become aware of it, I think the more that we can continue to do it day by day, the more that we can get better at it. And the awareness of it really freaking helped me because I used to like feel bad. Like, why do I feel like that? Why am I getting down on myself? And I'm sure you guys feel that too. But just know, it is normal. In the book, he talked about it. Like, it is something that is a skill that we had to work on. Not many people are going to work on it. So if you're diving in, blessings to you on this journey. I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day, week. Peace.